Hey. That's gonna reorganize my desk a little bit. Oh, maybe see more of me. I don't know. Who needs to see that? Hi. So this is, I guess, part 3. I uploaded 2 last night. I honestly don't know if they actually uploaded. There's a million things I could talk about. I'm gonna start this one with a tangent, shockingly. I just logged into Bricklink right now and it says it's celebrating its 25th anniversary. Bricklink. Bricklink did come up a few times at the show on the weekend because people always ask, like, literally, how do you build this? How did you build this layout? I couldn't have done it without Bricklink. I mean, I've mentioned that numerous times. Bricklink, with all its ups and downs, is the place to go to buy Lego. There's other ones out there. I haven't even tested them yet, so I cannot say yay or nay. But I don't know if it's my laziness or my possibly my laziness, but I'm also loyal to things that have been loyal to me. Not that Bricklink was loyal to me, but it's always been there when I needed it. And even with the purchase by the Lego company, it still seems to work just as well as it did before for the stuff I need it to do. Maybe there'll be a day when I'm going to try a different one. But like life lights, Rob Hendricks life lights, it's what I use. But I logged in and it said 25 years of Bricklink, and I started there December 3rd, 2002. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to know when I started logging that. I think it was actually in the 90s. So anyway, and back then Bricklink was called Brick Bay. I'm not exactly sure when they changed the name from Brick Bay to Bricklink because eBay came along and says you can't use the word Bay in your name because we got to copyright it. And I thought, I mean, I'm not going to blame the owners of Bricklink for changing the name without fighting. I mean, I don't know if they actually did fight it, but hey, eBay, there's a little company called the Hudson Bay Company that was around 400 years before you. Over 400 years. 16, 15, I can't remember, 14, a long time. Hudson Bay. So I think the issue that eBay brought up was that at that time, Brick Bay was allowing auctions, just like eBay. And also selling like in stores where they had fixed prices, but they had auctions. And they thought it was too much like eBay. And eBay was out before Brick Bay. Even that's, you know, I mean, somebody can look at the actual dates when these things were codified or whatever, licensed. But I didn't think eBay had a leg to stand on. But they were the behemoth against little tiny Brick Bay. So Brick Bay stopped auctions, and Brick Bay changed its name to Bricklink. And now eBay sells stuff without auctions. You just list stuff to sell, and I think Bricklink should sue eBay. But whatever. But I keep on saying, and it's just a standard trope that this literally is a standard 3x4 slope, 33-degree slope brick. And I got these when I was a kid. Some of these, actually, pretty much because we always bought the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, or 2, 4, 6, 8, and all the other basic kits from Samsonite. That we got lots of these, maybe 50, whatever. I made some pretty big houses because I had enough roof pieces to make pretty big houses. But I needed 3,000 for the layout, give and take. I never actually calculated how many I needed because the layout was bigger at one point. But I think it was well over 1,000 that I needed of these things. And there's no way I was ever going to source by buying sets and use lots 1,000 of these in the time I needed to build the layout. So Bricklink was perfect for that. Anytime I was like making my landing pads or whatever, and I knew I was going to be short, I would just go on Bricklink and I would order them, the parts I needed. The 4x9 wing plate, I have hundreds of those. So the basic pieces are extremely inexpensive on Bricklink, and you order from anywhere in the world. I did have my favorite sellers, but overall, I don't know. I don't know if it tells you the stats of how many people I've ordered from over the years. But I'm not a voracious buyer of stuff because I have lots. And but I've been on Bricklink. There was during the peak of me building, I was getting lots coming into the house every week from Bricklink, from stores on Bricklink. Which I thought was fantastic because I got to build the thing that I wanted to build. And there wasn't any time at any point of me building the layout where I was short parts that I couldn't source, the parts I needed. I never had to use, I can't use that part because I can't source it, so I'll use an alternative part. Everything in my head that I wanted to do, I got to do. Now, I did not want to, make a whole Blacktron Intelligence Agency layout with 78 trans-yellow quarter domes, so I didn't have to order those because I would not have been able to. Like right now, I could not order. I don't know how many quarter domes are on Bricklink right now. Let's have a quick look. I'm just going to type in. What's the set number? 698687. Hey. I actually remembered it, 697. Message intercept base, 538 parts. I have to. Close that. Scroll down. Scroll down to trans yellow. There's lots of trans yellow in the message intercept base, which is kind of nice. The message intercept base also comes with a 4x6 trans yellow plate, the same thing that was in the 918, which is very, very interesting. Came with 3 of those trans yellow smaller corner panels that I'm too short of, but we'll talk about that. Part 2409 trans yellow panel, 10 by 10 by 12. Right now there are 35 lots on Bricklink, and the cheapest one is $35. And let's see what the most expensive one is. The most expensive one on Bricklink right now is $142, and they say parted out from a brand new 6987 may still have small scratches as long storage location change and other trans yellow parts in the same original plastic parts from Lego. So basically he had a 6987 mint in box, and you open it up and you can get a trans yellow panel for it. My thing is the trans yellow panels that I have 20, I think right now, 12 in the layout and 8 over there somewhere. My peak was 33, and I don't think I paid over $10 for any of them. I got some in used lots. That used lots were semi-expensive, but they had tons of parts. So I can't say I spent over $10 on that trans yellow panel. So I could not build anything remotely close to the Blacktron Intelligence Agency with the number of trans yellow quarter domes they use. Now let's look at the other one, because again, I'm already missing 2 in the layout now. 2468, who do we appreciate? Panel 3x3x6 convex panel. Who do we appreciate? There's 1100, there's over 1,000 lots on, and the cheapest one there is $4.50. I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it. I will sometimes do this, just go on Bricklink and peruse and see what the prices are of parts that are rare that I wouldn't mind having, but I couldn't care. So I talked about it a few times at the show. People came up and there's wonderful questions. There wasn't a bad question this weekend. I was very, very happy with the amount of attention, shall we say. I'm not really good with intention, but in this case, it's a good attention. I was happy that the layout went over as well, and I was happy to communicate and talk with and just spend time with fellow fans of Classic Space. And I mentioned last night about the various little stories. There's many more. Those are the ones that just stuck in my head. There's a few kids that were just completely not, and that's surprising to me sometimes, because I look at all the other creations that have more modern pieces and even as big or bigger than my layout, they probably gawked over those two. So, but they came over and they 15, 20 minutes, and mom wanted to walk that way, and oh God, I want to stay. It says the kids, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go fix the computer, and I'll be right back.